Round 2 of community public safety meetings, and once again, residents filled the community center, this time in Tamuning, alongside public officials to include our MAGA Haga, several senators, mayors, representatives from the FSM leadership, and the men and women in blue. PNC's Leon Atalig tells us the story.
All with the intent to build upon the existing list of recommendations produced from the last community meeting in Mangilao, residents and leaders alike encouraged a one Micronesia approach.
We cannot just see each other as different races, ethnicities, beliefs, but we need to come together and find what we have in common. Our values as islanders, our values as people, as human beings, to make this a better place.
The One Micronesia approach spans from our Manhoben to our Manamku, generations between them defining the age gap, but the understanding of the need to unify as a people remained.
We're Micronesia too. And we need to just understand that we need to come together and we need to reason together. We're not perfect.
And how do they suggest we do that? Through educating the community.
We need to start educating people like me and other students around our islands in Guam's public and private schools if possible, to know that we can work together, we can be unified, and we can make Guam better.
Taijeron was not the only one present last night that spoke of education being a solution.
Do something about teaching these kids at the school from the beginning. Teach them. Teach these kids when they're young. They will, when you go to school and you learn ABC, you're gonna know ABC. I heard on the radio the other day people talking about, oh, we should just get a handgun and shoot. Is that what we want to teach our kids? Jesus Christ, let's wake up, people.
A unified front to educate was the underlying premise of last night's community meeting. However, there were several social ills apart from the common notion of issues with immigration that residents also threw into the conversation, namely the plaguing issue of the island's drug epidemic.
It's not a uniquely Chucky's problem. It's not a uniquely FSM or FAS problem. It is very much so a Chamorro problem too, within our own homes, within our communities, and we're not effectively addressing the effects of drugs in our homes, in our schools, and in our communities. And I think taking the point that it's just an immigration problem and putting a face to the problem. It's not a face, it's a drug, it's an illness.
Is it mental illness? Is it social adjustments? Then we need to look at those things and fix it, maybe at DOC at a starting point also.
Last night's meeting was only the second of a series of public safety town hall meetings that will be held throughout various villages, all with the hopes of creating a safer home for all on Guam. The next meeting has been slated for next Wednesday, July 3rd at the Dedido Community Center at 6 p.m.
I always believe that if we can communicate better with each other, if we can recognize diversity of our cultures with each other, if we can recognize and understand the different cultural practices with each other, maybe we can be a little bit much more together in finding the solutions so that we can help create an environment or sustain an environment that is safe for everyone.
Leon Guerrero, PNC News.